Dang it. I screwed everything up today. I saw everything screwed up. I'm sitting here explaining everything to y'all, and you couldn't even hear me because I was muted, right? Yes. Okay. Now I see the comments. Thank you so much for everybody helping me out, get it all figured out. We should be good to go now. Should be all set up. So super, super, super silly. My bad, everybody. So you should be able to hear me now. Should be all good. Let me make sure. Still can't hear me. There's a delay. Hold on. Can we hear me? We should be good. Thank you, Annette, Purple Paisley Planner. Appreciate you, of course, for chiming in. So what I was describing was, I know, yeah, it's a problem. I'm having massive issues today. So here's the deal. We're here for our live Q&A. Okay, so we're going to hang out. Let me know what questions you have about live video, live streaming. I may just sit here and talk through what's going on and why my setup looks different. So what I was describing when you couldn't hear me because I was muted, I had my, I used the Beacon Mix Create, and I actually had the button muted over there on that device. So here's the deal. I was describing that my camera is totally crooked and out of whack because I was trying to get it all set up correctly right before we went live, because I was trying to find the proper cable for my ZVE10 camera, which I have right here in my hand, and my lens this all was all packed because we were in Vegas this week. So the Grow with StreamYard. The StreamYard team, we were hanging out over at the Grow with Video event, which is Sean Cannell's event, the Think Media team. It's their event that they put on. It was an awesome event. So many awesome people were there. Lots of great speakers, a lot of really cool people. We got to talk to a lot of our StreamYard users, and it was a lot of fun. So, but I took this camera with me. So I disassembled it, took it with me, and I think I left half of the power cable at the event. So I can't hook my camera up because I don't have any power. So like totally screwed up. Didn't realize that. So here we are hanging out. I'm hanging out with you on the other camera, and I'm thinking about getting up and adjusting it because it's kind of driving me crazy. It's way up high. It's all weird. It's all wonky, and it's just totally not what I'm used to as far as my setup. So it is throwing me off a little bit. I'm thinking about raising the desk too, but anyways, let me just do this. Okay. We are doing a live Q&A today. This is our normal monthly kind of open Q&A. So y'all can ask me whatever questions you want. Just put a Q in front of it. That's going to help me see your question in the mix of all of the other comments and all the other things. So definitely let me know if you have questions. Let me just, Jennifer was like, I thought it was my computer. Nope. It was just me having all kinds of tech issues this morning. So, we got all kinds of people hanging out with us today, and I want to make sure that I get your questions. So let me just see here. I see a few questions. I see one coming from our Facebook group. Good questions. Ask away, y'all. Just put a Q in front of your question, and I will put it into my queue using the starred comments feature, which is one of my favorite features of StreamYard, so that I can definitely do that. So Data is King, going to Vegas in July. There you go. I hope you have a great time. It was funny because people were like, oh, Vegas, so fun. I was like, yeah, but it's for an event I'm going to be working. Those are some long days when you work events. I did not do any gambling. We had some good dinners, but nothing too crazy. So I see your question, Reese05. I've got you queued up. Anybody else have any questions, just start typing them in and I will get to them. And I will probably, if you guys want, I can talk about the way you do use a mirrorless camera or a DSLR camera, since I've got it out and it's all there, right? So time to use the OBS cam. I don't even have that hooked up, Dale. Dale, I am like a mess today. Usually I have all my cameras. The OBS cam is right here. So what Dale's talking about is this camera. It's the OBS bot. That is this camera in this box, and it follows you. It's on a gimbal, and it will actually follow you around. So yeah, I can totally bust that out as well. So okay, let me make sure I've got your questions queued up here. I see some awesome questions coming in. So we're going to jump in and start doing that. So hopefully everybody's doing great. And if you are just now joining us, this is our Ask StreamYard show. This is the monthly one we do once a month. I like to do just an open Q&A. Normally I pick a question or a topic and I take a deep dive on it, and you can ask all kinds of questions about that. But today it's kind of open Q&A. So whatever questions you have, I will definitely grab a hold of those questions. If you have a feature request or something like that, I need you to hop over to our website and submit that feature request so that the right people can see it and put it into the queue of ideas. They are always exploring it. You guys, I will say this. One thing I did learn this week at in Vegas from the team, there are some awesome features coming out later this summer. I mean, like, they're working on some really cool stuff. I cannot tell you what those are, but there's some really, really, really amazing things coming down the pike for StreamYard. So if you're already a StreamYard user, you're in good hands. Got some really, really fun stuff coming. But if you have good feature ideas, send them, go over to that StreamYard.com/contact and send them in there. So, all right. Let's see. I am queuing up your question, Annette. I see it in the... Put a Q in front of those questions for me. That helps me out. That helps me find your questions. Woo, we got all kinds of questions coming in. I better get to it. All right, so here we go. Let's see. Somebody in our Facebook group wants to know, will there be more uploaded background music? You know, I don't know for certain if there will be more uploaded background music. I do know that they would like to be able to offer more music in just within the StreamYard studio for you. So I can't say it's definitely coming. I know they're working on some pretty cool stuff in regards to that feature. So it's very possible. And it's certainly one of those things that could happen. So just make sure you're always tuning in to our town hall on Sunday nights, where Dan and Gage go live at 9 o'clock Eastern time. that's like the earliest place that you're going to find out about a lot of features that are coming down the pike. But it's a great suggestion. It's definitely a great idea. We've had a lot of people talk about how much they love the background music feature and that they want more of it. So I love that you're kind of thinking about that. Okay, let's see here. Yes, it's me. Tools says, I would love to repurpose my live stream to other social media platforms. Can I download the video feed and me and my guest separately from the main live stream? Well, this is a really interesting idea. So what this is called ISO video. So it's isolated video. Right now, you can, if you have a guest in your stream, you can export separate audio files as long as you have that setting turned on in your general settings. You can export separate audio files. This is really popular for podcasters. That way, if somebody's audio level is lower than the host or somebody else, they can go into post-production and balance that out using those separate audio files. Many people, for the same reason, want to be able to have separate or isolated video files as well. And I can tell you that this is, I believe, something that is being worked on. So I do believe that we will eventually have that capability to export separate video files when you have a guest in your stream with you. So I think it's fantastic. I know that that the StreamYard team is very dedicated to making sure StreamYard is a really great platform for a lot of uses, and a lot of people have asked for this feature, and I do believe it is being worked on. I do not know when that will be coming out, but I do believe it's being worked on. So it is a great question in regards to that, as far as how you would be able to repurpose your streams. You can absolutely download the file itself from either, if you stream to YouTube, you can download it from there, but you can also download it from your video library right inside the StreamYard studio, and you can, do some edits, but it will be the exact same video that you streamed out, right? So it would be exactly the way. So if you display comments or any of that stuff, that will also be part of that video file. So let's see. Reese05 says, how do you send a link to people to watch the live on YouTube? Well, so here's the deal. When you schedule your live video, let me just go to YouTube really quick, and we'll just kind of do a little show and tell here. All right, let me go to StreamYard's channel, and then let's see here. Okay, yeah, okay. Let me share my screen. Here we go. So here is the, whoops, there we go. Here is the StreamYard channel right here. Okay, so this is the YouTube channel. This is us live right now. All right. So if you were live and you wanted to send a link out, you have to click it to get the link. So I'm not going to do that right now because it'll literally start playing. But if you want to schedule a stream and then send the link, once you schedule the stream, it's going to be in your video library as an upcoming live stream. You can actually click on it. It will show you the thumbnail. And right here, you're going to see a share button. And at that point, you can either create a post that goes to your community tab, or you can actually get the link right here that you can copy and share. Of course, there's some other things you can do here. If you wanted to embed that live stream from YouTube onto a site or something like that, you can do that as well. But that's how you get that link. Now, inside your StreamYard studio, you also are going to have that link. So if you look, when you schedule something, you're going to actually get these buttons right here. So if I clicked view on YouTube, it would take me to that exact same place that I just showed you. So you can also kind of get to the link right there from inside of your studio. But when you schedule it, Reese, I would suggest that you turn on, especially on YouTube, it's a great feature, is I would suggest that you have that setting turned on. So if we go to StreamYard's channel, have this be part of your channel. So this is just a setting in how you customize the way your channel looks. Have that upcoming live stream be part of it so that when people do land on your channel, they're going to see that right there, and they can actually just say set reminder right there, which is what you ultimately want to do ahead of time. So that's the best way to drive some really good traffic to your stream if you want to put that out there ahead of time. Okay, let me, I'm trying not to look at myself in the studio because the camera angle and everything is all out of whack with the lighting, and it's kind of driving me crazy. So I'm trying not to look at myself right now. Sometimes if you don't like the way you look, just don't look at yourself, right? That's one of those things. But my lighting's all weird, and it's all just, it is what it is. Okay, let's see here. So WebRC Videos says how to remove delay from virtual camera on OBS. So if you're using OBS and you've turned on the virtual camera and you're using that as your webcam in StreamYard, you can't really, there's nothing you can do if you're having a delay. I also use this feature when I stream on my own channel. I do not have delays. Now, when I record in OBS, I actually do have to set a little latency with my audio, but I do not have any delays when it comes to the video. So it could be that your computer, it could be something with your computer, the way your OBS is set up. It could also be just some general settings. I really can't troubleshoot that with you, but if you wanted, I would say WebRC videos, definitely get on the YouTube, and there's so many helpful videos out there about OBS. Tons. So I would definitely just do some research on YouTube and you'll probably find some answers out there for you. Let's see. So Supreme Gecko wants to know what's coming up as far as features. I'm telling you 100% that there are some great features. I just talked about the isolated video being one of them that's going to be coming out as well. I definitely agree that it's time for some new fun stuff, and there's definitely some fun stuff coming. Okay, so Annette says, I have a ZV-E10. What are good accessories for my camera to use with StreamYard? So really, regardless of using StreamYard, even if you're just using your ZV-E10 as your webcam in Skype calls or Zoom calls or anywhere, but if you're streaming with StreamYard, 100%. So some cool accessories. Here are some things that I would say that you want to get. I love the Sigma 16mm 1.4 contemporary lens. I love this. This is actually how I get that awesome blurred background in my set, in my streams. This lens is a bit pricey. It's usually around it's usually just under $400, I believe, for this lens, but it's worth it. I love it. It's absolutely awesome. You're going to want to get a power cable that goes into where the battery is. So right there, that is a power cable. So it's called a dummy battery. You're going to want to get a dummy battery, because what that allows you to do is it essentially allows you to plug your camera into an outlet, and then it's just always powered versus you having to use the battery and charge the battery. That is, when you're streaming, it uses a lot of battery life very quickly. So you probably won't have a long enough battery life to do longer streams. So you're going to want to get that dummy battery. That's an accessory I highly recommend for certain. And then also, if you do want to use the ZV-E10 as a webcam, you are going to need a capture card or some sort of capture method. So that can either be you using the Sony webcam app, which I wouldn't recommend because you've spent the money on a great camera. It is going to lower your resolution. So you're going to want to get either a capture card like the Elgato Camlink capture card, or if you have multiple cameras, HDMI cameras, then you can get an ATEM Mini, which is what I use to plug in multiple cameras, and then you can switch from them. So, and that the Blackmagic A10 Mini does act as a capture card. So those are some of the accessories I would recommend. The other thing you're going to want to get is you're going to want to get some sort of tripod that mounts to your desk. I personally have used a regular tripod before. It takes up a lot of room. I recently got desk clamp tripods. So they literally clamp onto your desk, and they either go straight up, or you can get one with an arm that swivels around and does those things. I think that Purple Paisley Planner, her channel, she actually does a lot of, like unboxings, I would call them. So she's like opening up stuff and going through like, planners. They're like planners and scrapbooks and things like that. She's going through this thing. So a tripod or an arm that would allow you to have your camera pointed down would probably be pretty awesome. I would recommend that as well. So hopefully that gives you some fun ideas, Annette. What is the best level of lighting to have when you have a rookie setup like me? So the best level of lighting when you have a rookie setup. Well, I don't know what your setup is specifically, but honestly, when people are just getting started and they're on a tight budget, I always recommend just a really good 18-inch ring light. So this is a larger ring light you're going to see at your big box stores. You're going to start seeing more and more live streaming gear and accessories. Oftentimes you'll see the smaller 8 to 12-inch ring lights that are a lot they're like only this big. Do not buy those. Do not buy those. Those do not work very well. They really aren't much better than a lamp. So I definitely recommend the 18-inch, the larger ring lights. They're pretty great. They're a great way to get started. They offer amazing light, and oftentimes you can mount your webcam or your camera right in the middle of that ring light, and so it's going to give you a nice, good, even cast. Now, when it comes to other fun lights, you can certainly look into color changing bulbs to put in your background and some things like that. But honestly, if you're just using a webcam, like a regular USB webcam, those colored lights aren't going to look great until you upgrade to a fancier camera like a DSLR or mirrorless camera, like I was talking about earlier. So just have some fun with it. Don't go too crazy. Lava lamps and things like that in the background are always a lot of fun. Oh, just my little accessory pouch for the inside of my camera case was sitting back there. I'm going to probably get up in a minute and change this camera because it's actually driving me crazy. But so I just say start with a ring light, honestly. And if you're ready to upgrade, then start going with some fancier lights. You can look at the Elgato Q-Light Airs. Those are great lights. Those are what I'm using actually as well. And if you don't have any money, then face a window or a patio door. That actually is going to give you some really good light as well. Dan says, can I use 720p for video, or do I have to have the plan at 1080p for YouTube live stream and just for quality? So here's the way it works. So right now with StreamYard, you have the free plan, you have the basic plan, and you have the professional plan. If you want to stream out in 1080p, you have to be on the professional plan. That's the way it's all set up right now. Nothing streams out from StreamYard at 4K, but hardly anybody even watches in 4K unless they're watching on like a Roku device or something on their big smart TV. So you have to be on the professional plan for the 1080p. However, you can absolutely stream out at 720. You're not going to have the exact same resolution. It's not going to look as, like, the quality is not going to be as great. Oftentimes, if you're just using like a Logitech, webcam, the 720 is probably sufficient for you. When you are spending more money on a nicer camera, you're definitely going to want to upgrade so that you can output the highest quality possible for that. So that's definitely one of those things. That's why they have the separate plans, because not everybody needs 1080p or wants 1080p. And some people have a budget a little bit tighter. Let's see. So Andy wants to know another request about the music stuff. Apart from the default music supplied, will there be any plans to allow adding our own music? I do believe this is part of the future plan for the studio, for you to be able to upload your own tracks. I know that they wanted to kind of walk before they ran when it comes to incorporating music features into the stream. As far as the studio goes, and they also really want to make sure that everybody understands the risks you play or that you take on when you start to stream with music. So if you are going to upload your own tracks, you 100% need to ensure that you have the proper license and the proper rights to use that music in your streams, or you risk having your channel completely shut down. So it's definitely one of those things that you want to kind of watch out for. And I know that they want to make sure that everybody's like, gets that, right? Because what they don't want to do is all of a sudden, just because you can add your own music doesn't mean you should add your own music. As I always say, just because you can do something doesn't mean you should always do something. So let's see. I'm getting back into the comments here, and I want to grab your questions. So put a Q in front of those questions for me. I definitely want to see what's going on there. So Adelina says she's having some issues with her webcam and mic with Chrome. It's possible that your settings have maybe your privacy settings are turned on or something on your Chrome. But if you need help, definitely reach out to our support team. There's also you can get on live chat with them as well, so they will be able to help you troubleshoot that for sure. It's probably something fairly simple in your Chrome settings. I'm making sure. I want to make sure that I'm getting some questions here. I see some questions up in the comments. Definitely wanted to get that figured out, get these queued up here. You guys are bringing the questions today. I love it. Absolutely fantastic. Let's see. Put a Q in front of those questions. It helps me find them. It definitely makes it much easier for me. So let's see here. We got Comic Chat. Can you use Stream Deck with StreamYard? I'm finding it hard to incorporate. Okay, so yes, you absolutely can use a Stream Deck. So if you go to, let me see here, StreamYard Stream Deck. I think I always Google it because it's just easier for me to find it. Oh, we don't want that. Hold on. There's an article. I'm looking for it. Sorry. I got to find our little, I get a little bit off because when I'm like literally in StreamYard, help center. That's what I want. Goodness. Okay. So if we go to our help center, I think it's here. Let me just do this with you. Stream Deck. Hotkeys on StreamYard. Using the Elgato Stream Deck with StreamYard. So right here, okay, there is actually I think that you can download the profile from here, and then you can go from there and kind of tweak it up if you want. But this help article right here. So if you go to support.streamyard.com and search Stream Deck, you will find those. Now right here, you see this? Download the Stream Deck profile. This is a profile that is a default profile that it will automatically install the hotkeys into your Stream Deck and create a profile for you. So I recommend that to get started. And there you go. There are the buttons that you will have. So it will work 100%. And then of course in your settings, you can customize those hotkeys to do many of the features. There's more hotkeys that have been added since the original launch of the hotkeys. So they will probably continue to add more as we go. Jason says, will we be able to bring fans from the chat into the show? That's a cool feature. That would be cool if you could just literally automatically like do something with somebody in your chat. Right now, what you would have to do is you have to send them the invite link. So the way to do it is you could post your invitation link to your studio right inside your chat or the description of your stream. However, once somebody has that link, they can join you backstage. And so a lot of times what people will do is they will actually create a separate place, like a Zoom room or something, and they will have people join there first so that they can kind of like check somebody out, make sure that their background's okay, because, you know, it can be hard to see when you're backstage inside your studio. So let me just show you what I'm talking about. If I go to a stream here. So when you are getting into the studio down here, this is what I was talking about right here. That's really small. And so it can be very difficult to see somebody's background when they're backstage like that. So a lot of times what people will do is they'll put them in like a Zoom so they can see them full screen. And if they approve, then they will direct message them the invitation link, which the invitation link, of course, is right here at the bottom of your right here. So invite, you're going to get this link. That's how you would get them and add them to your show. So no, you can't just automatically add them from the chat, but you could certainly, there's some ways to do it. In fact, I believe we have a blog article all about it for sure. Let's see here. More questions. I am trying to get caught up here pretty quickly to do that. WebRC Video says, will StreamYard have instant replay coming? I have not heard anything about instant replay. That is something that's a little bit probably tricky. Maybe it's possible, but I don't think that's in the works at this time. But it's certainly one of those things that could always happen. So if you want that feature, I would definitely recommend that you go over to the feature request on StreamYard.com/contact, fill out that form, and you'll get it. You'll get an opportunity to share that idea with the team. Let's see. VPD Studio says, hey, Melanie, is there a way to set which frame a particular guest video will be in when switching from single to multicam view? Single to multicam view. So, the only way you switch, I haven't done it with a guest and two cams. So it's the whole drag and drop aspect of things, right? So when you have two people on screen, let me see if I can demo this. I think I can. I think I can. I'm pretty sure I can. All right, let's see here. Let me add this to the stream here. All right, so let me just go full screen here. If I add a second camera, so if I want to do that, I'm going to share, and I'm going to share extra camera. Oh, it does work. Okay. Do I have anything in my background I don't want you to see? I think we're good. So we've got the extra camera on. So now I'm adding it to the stream. And this is no different than when you have guests. So if you have a guest on your stream, you just drag and drop and it's going to switch. So you just drag and drop and it's going to switch. And that includes the different layouts that you have like that. So can you automatically put them into the guest is always going to be added to position number 2 or 3 or whatever, how many guests you have on. They will never be added as position number 1. Position number 1 is your primary position. So if we're in this view, this right here is position number 1. This is position number 2. So position 1 is what always gets featured. So if I'm doing this type of view, or if I'm sharing my screen, then position number 1 might be the feature as well. So they will never be added in as position number 1. You have to drag and drop them into position number 1. So hopefully that answered your question that you had VPD Studio. If not, definitely let me know in a follow-up comment for sure. Okay, so Nikki wants to know, how can I share a page during the stream from a separate monitor? So Nikki, it's actually very easy. So all you have to do is just go back again. Let me share. All right, so here we are in the studio. You go down here to share at the bottom, and you are going to share your screen. And when you share your screen, if you have 2 monitors, then you just want to pick the monitor that you want to share. If you just want to share a application, then you would pick the window and then pick the application that you want to share. If it's a tab on Chrome, then you can actually just go to this and you can actually select the Chrome tab that you want to share. This is popular if somebody has 1 monitor and they have StreamYard open, but then they have another tab that they want to share. They typically will do that. So that's how you do it. It's actually super easy, as you can see. So you just go down and do share screen. That was hopefully, Nikki, that answered your question. Okay, keeping on moving, trying to get caught up. Let me see here. Let me see. Find some good questions here. I think I already answered that one. All right. I think Tom, yes, I mentioned that right now you cannot upload your own background music. I think that's what you were referring to there. Hopefully he's still hanging out and watching. Supercoders is back. You were with us last Friday for sure. So, all right, let's see here. Blurring background is called rack focus. Huh, I've always heard it called bokeh, but hey, there you go. Okay. All right. Oh, I already answered Andy's question, actually. Got it. Man, I gotta move faster. That's the thing. I just have to be able to move faster. It's one of those things. I'm just trying not to skip questions. I see some awesome questions in here. I'm just trying to make sure I am grabbing questions that are related to what we got going on here. Radio Gunk 100. When uploading clips, there is no way to name them to differentiate them. They only show up as part of my name. This should be an easy fix so that I can put my clips in some sort of order. You can actually, if I'm understanding your comment correctly. So let me just try this again. Let me do this again. Share screen. Whoops. All right, so out to the right, if you're talking about video clips, right, like this, video clips, uploading them, first of all, you can't, this was a feature that came out last year. You absolutely can rearrange them. So if you wanted to move them around, you just drag and drop them into the order that you want. So for example, I always recommend people, if you're going to be using clips, put them in the order that you're going to use them. Like our countdown is always at the top, because that's like the first thing I'm going to start my stream with. Now, if you notice, I also have this kind of little fancy little, there's no audio in this, so you can still hear me. It doesn't automatically mute me. I like to use those types of things. But then you notice here, I have a few basically clips that I created that are little tutorials. And I sometimes like to use them because there are some things that are difficult to demo live. So I did little tutorials, and I just have them in there. So for example, I've got using guest layouts right here. Okay, let me show you the different guest layouts and how you want to toggle between them. So yeah, there you go. So the point of being is that using clips in your streams is awesome, and it actually makes for a very, very good production. But what Radio Gunk 100 is saying is they wish they could rename them and reorder them. You can reorder them and you can rename them. So all you do is when you upload a clip, go to the 3 dots and you can click rename, and you can actually type in whatever you want. I have done this before where I've actually typed in and I've put the order of how I was going to use like 1, 2, 3, 4 and how I was going to use those clips. So you can do that. I believe that's what you're referring to. So let me know if that's not what you meant by the clips and ordering them and all those things. So for sure. Supreme Gecko says, Loop Deck or Stream Deck? What are your 3 to 4 go-to buttons you use all the time? You know what? It's interesting. For me, I've never used the Loop Deck. It looks pretty cool. It looks pretty interesting. The Stream Deck, for me, I use my Stream Deck when I use OBS, and I use the OBS, I turn on the virtual camera, I bring that into StreamYard. I don't typically do that for the StreamYard shows because I don't really need to. But for me, I like to use it to switch scenes. So I have different scenes programmed in, so different OBS scenes programmed into my Stream Deck. And that just makes it easy for me to do all kinds of cool things, including change the camera views and things like that. So, that's how I like to use my Stream Deck, but I would love to see some ideas inside of the chat, how you all use the Stream Deck with your StreamYard application. I actually don't really use it for StreamYard. I mostly don't. I use it mostly for that stuff. But the Stream Deck is so cool. You can do so many things. I love it. Okay, let me see. Yes. So speaking of the Stream Deck, Doug from SmackDown Outdoors, there are some awesome tutorial videos over on our YouTube channel about how to incorporate and how to set that up. So it's definitely one of those things that you can check out. Ripmaster Customs says, is it possible to stream mobile games in frames per second? The way, I'm not sure what you mean about FPS. I know a lot of things, y'all, but I don't know everything. I don't know everything. If you wanted to use StreamYard to stream a game from a phone, what you could do is you could actually use an application that would mirror your phone onto your monitor, and then you would share that screen or share that application, and then that is going to incorporate your phone. So I like to use the Reflector app. So Reflector 4, unless there's a new one out, is the app that I like to use. There's others out there, of course, but it will basically take whatever I'm doing on here and it will put it up on screen. And then I share that application, and then that is going to be in my stream via StreamYard. So that's how I do it. I don't know if there's something else special about FPS and things like that. So hopefully that helped answer your question. I'm laughing at Doug's comment. Be careful inviting random people to your stream. Yes, 100%. Let's see here. I see a question about Okay, so let's see. So Adelina says, where can I chat with support? So Adelina, go into your StreamYard account, okay? Go into your StreamYard account, and over here where it says my account, go down here where it says Help Center, okay? So you can click on Help Center, and then you're gonna notice a little button is gonna pop up right here. That is your chat window. So that's how you can get on chat. You can also just submit a request by clicking on Submit Request, and then you can tell them what issue you're having, and you can do that there, and they will email you back. In fact, Katie, I think, is the one in our support team that gets those email requests and handles those. So that's how you would get to the help desk that you were asking about. Jay Dilmatic says, can you display static images on your stream. You absolutely can. You could do that as them as overlays. You can also pull them up and you show them in your you share your screen and have some images over on your other monitor. I did an entire Ask StreamYard episode actually about fun ways to share images in your streams. And you guys got to see me on the golf trip and maybe some fishing photos too. So yeah, so you can definitely do it as overlays. You can also now upload them as slides. So inside StreamYard, I will show you. Okay, so inside StreamYard, we're getting there. Down at the bottom, where you go to share, you'll notice slides is now a feature. You can absolutely upload Google Slides, or you can also upload PDFs or PowerPoint slides, okay? Now, so if you take those images, you could actually convert them to a PowerPoint or Google Slides or just a PDF booklet. And then if you upload them, then you'll be able to share them inside of your stream. So super cool feature that came out. Gosh, when did that come out? Was it late last year or early this year? It's been a while since it came out, and it's a really great feature that makes doing something like that really easy to do. Okay, so Collecting with Cool says, will we see the ability to use multiple cameras for layouts at some point? Yeah, it's already there. You have to be on the professional plan in order to use it. And I did just show it a little bit ago about how to do that, but I'll show you really quick once again I'll do a quick screen share. I'm going to take your comment down. But if you go down at the bottom, as long as you're on the professional plan, when you go to share, you're going to see extra camera as an option if you're on the professional plan. And when you do that, you are simply just going to add your other camera, and then you'll see both at the bottom, your main camera and then your extra camera, in which you can now use the different layouts, just like you do when you have a guest on screen, where you have all these different options. You can go to solo, back and forth to the different layouts right there. Super cool feature. Absolutely awesome. Absolutely love it. People love it. I love it for anyone who is like just needing to show different angles for different things, or if you're just wanting to kind of change the stream style and give your audience a little bit of a different look. It's a fantastic feature that's going to completely increase the production value of your stream. So yes, that feature is there. Oh, Robin is out of storage. So everybody gets a video library, but you are limited to how many gigabytes that you get. She said, I'm out of storage, just wanting to pick y'all's brains as to the best approach for downloading / storing my content. Thanks in advance. Honestly, that's a really great question, Robin. On what a lot of people do is they keep their stuff in the video library. If they don't need to use it for the embedding feature or anything like that, then if you're streaming to YouTube, then you can delete those files inside StreamYard, because you can always download it from YouTube as well. So YouTube is, in a way, as of right now, does act a bit as a video storage solution that is free as of right now. Do I think it will be free forever? Heck no. I would almost guarantee that one day YouTube's going to come in and say, if you want this, you got to pay for it. I just wouldn't be shocked, because big data is a real thing and it's not cheap. So those files take up a lot of room. Okay, I just scrolled and lost my place. Shoot. Okay, let me scroll back up. My stomach's growling because it's lunchtime. Remember when I ate a sandwich, or I had a sandwich brought to me on my live show? Yeah, 100%. That really happened. Okay, let me see here. What do we got? There we go. I'm back to the right spot. Will you support Rumble Stream in the future? Possibly. If the API opens up, it could happen. Right now, we are automatically integrated with Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. Am I forgetting one? But you also have custom RTMP. So you can also, as long as you're on the professional plan, you can stream really anywhere that accepts RTMP. All right. Y'all really like the whole music thing, don't you? Okay, so YTC Productions. Will StreamYard consider adding any MP4 backgrounds for live streams? What this means, so what YTC is referring to is right now, the only way you can have an animated background is to use a GIF file, but that GIF file does right now have to be less than 3 megabytes. If you go to, we have free assets, and one of those free assets that we have is some of them are animated GIFs that will fit. I can show you what they look like. Here's one right here. So yeah, that's one of them. Those free assets, you can go to our Facebook group, go up to the pinned posts, and you will see those assets. Julie Riley posts those every month, and there's a little library of them all, and you can find some of those animated backgrounds. But as far as MP4 files being added to the possible file type, I don't know if that is in the plan or not. I haven't heard anything about it. Doesn't mean that it's not happening, but if I knew, I would tell you. How about that? Speaking of, so Doug is saying, have you tried making your own moving background yet? I keep trying, but they are always too big. Just wondering if you figured out any tricks other than it being a GIF. So as of right now, I use Canva a lot for this, but Doug is right. When it comes to a lot of the files that Canva provides to you as far as those animations, most of the time it's going to create a very large file size. However, what I have found is that sometimes if I just use some of the animation features in Canva and I export it as a GIF, it is small enough. You just have to be careful. If you want high quality video, you're probably the file's gonna end up being too large. Other than that, the other thing is that there's an application called Placeit that you might be able to find some of those files as well that are just templates. Okay. Radio Gunk 100 as a follow-up says, these are linger clips and they cannot be names. I'm not sure what you're referring to as far as the StreamYard Studio. So Radio Gunk, I'm sorry. I can't quite help you on that one. Okay. Okay, so VPD Studio is following up. It would be great to be able to assign a guest in the show to a specific location in multicam view. Okay, yeah, honestly, that would be super cool. It's not that they wouldn't do that, so you might want to add that into the feature requests. Let them know for sure. So Adoption with Nairi says, when I do a crafting video, the top-down view seems rectangular and stretched long. Is this my camera or something I'm doing wrong with StreamYard? This would have to be your camera. So it's possible. It's a possible setting on your camera, maybe. But no, StreamYard never automatically stretches anything. It does not stretch your webcam view by any means. So it's probably something with your webcam that you're using. I love that you're doing that, though. It sounds fun. Okay, I'm gonna find a few more questions to answer here. Trying to catch up. I'm trying to move fast. I'm trying to be swift, right? Trying to be swift. Joanne likes the slides feature, which is fun. I'm looking. So Sven says, do you have an idea how to reduce a delay between audio and video? So this is what would be called a little bit of latency. So sometimes when you somebody's streaming, you'll hear what they're saying and their lips will be behind. That is definitely something that you probably want to get on live support with. It could be I have found that this is almost always system related or hardware related or cable related. It's not really a StreamYard issue. So oftentimes it could be the cable that you're using for your audio. Maybe you need a better cable, a more higher end cable like the USB 3, which has the little blue connector in it, or your camera, it could be that too. So as far as adjusting the latency, there are no settings in StreamYard where you would be able to compensate for that issue. So it's not really something that you can really deal with in StreamYard, but it is something you can troubleshoot outside of StreamYard. So Joshua Thomas says, is there an option to embed my stream to my website directly from StreamYard? So yes, the answer is yes, but only after you have streamed. So, and that is from StreamYard. So if I go to StreamYard and I go to my video library. Okay, we're in the video library. So if you are, you go to you'll see broadcast, videos, destinations, members, right? Videos is your video library. And when you go to the video library, you're going to notice the option to embed and share. And when you click embed and share, you're going to get the option to share a link that's going to send them to the StreamYard player, or you can embed the same thing. So what the embed feature would do is it will embed your replay. So it will embed it onto the website. The share is just going to basically show that video in the video player in the StreamYard video player. And so this is what anyone would see that you sent that link to, is right here. If you embedded it on a website, it would look just like this, except it'd be on your website, right? So that's what that looks like. That's how you do that, how you get the embed feature, embed the video. You cannot, as of right now, embed the actual live stream directly from StreamYard. You would need to you would need to stream to YouTube and then embed that YouTube code onto your site if you wanted to embed the live broadcast on your site. That's the way that you would do that. That's the easy way to do it. Yeah, so Mike from Never Let the Machine Win is saying, extra camera's handy when using StreamYard for meetings to show objects and doing tech support. Yeah, super cool. I love the extra camera feature. So I saw that. Woo, got some more questions coming in. Let me see if I can get a few more questions answered for y'all. Someone in our Facebook group says, I had a ring light behind my laptop with a window further behind for natural light, but I had lots of flare-ups / flashes across my face, which was even super hard to edit out after. Should I avoid natural light altogether? So if the flashes are coming from your window, meaning like when a car goes by and that reflection happens, then yes, you'd want to close the curtains or avoid the natural window. That is one of the disadvantages of using natural light, is that oftentimes, like if my curtains are open today because quite frankly, I forgot to close them before I went live because apparently I'm just like a hot mess today. But so sometimes if a car goes by and the sun is shining, you'll see you'll see that like reflection on the wall behind me. The other disadvantage to using natural light is that if you have a sunny day, the light is going to be different than a day when it's cloudy. So it is better to just use lights if you can. If you have a ring light behind your laptop, as long as it's a larger ring light, you probably don't need the natural light as well. So unless it's making your room really dark, and you're using that natural light to also diminish some shadows, I would just try it both ways. But there's ups and downs to using natural light. It's really all I can say there. Okay, so Joanne Benko says, I need ideas for the best way to keep track of comments while streaming when you have to move away from the monitor. Sign into YouTube via tablet, mobile device, or have a laptop set up nearby, ? Yes. So if what Joanne is describing is if I had a camera, like pointed somewhere else and I needed to go move over there and I'm away from my monitor where I'm like streaming, meaning I'm away from the studio, the StreamYard studio, I can't see comments. I do like the idea of you having a tablet or a laptop nearby and just log into StreamYard. Just log into your StreamYard account, go to that stream, just don't enter the stream, don't enter it because then you won't be on screen. And then also the other thing too is that you want to make sure that the speakers are completely muted, because when you enter the studio, you are going to hear yourself from the other microphone come through that. But you can absolutely log into StreamYard from somewhere like on a different device, and you can still control everything. You could do it on your phone if you wanted to, control comments, read comments, all the things. I definitely recommend that would be what you do when you're away from your main computer, your main monitor. But you don't need to necessarily sign into YouTube. You can just sign into your StreamYard account, which in my opinion is better, because then you can also control comments when you're away from your main monitor as well, right? Typical Tyreek is here. I always like it when I see return fans, return people. It's good to see Typical Tyreek hanging out with us. I know he's actually on a totally different time zone, probably watching from class. Maybe not. Maybe he's out of school for the summer. So if I'm getting that right, I think I'm getting that right. Okay, let me see here. Okay, now I understand what you're saying. So Radio Gunk 100. You are referring to when you share a video file from your computer. I believe that's what you're saying. So it's when I try to add via share video clips. When you add video this way, they cannot be renamed, so I can sort them. Hope this makes sense. Yes, now I understand what you're saying. When you share a video file from your computer. Yes, I see what you're saying now. You can edit the name. Okay, let me just do this demo so we can now you all can see what I'm talking about here. Okay, let me do this real fast. I'm going to do it in a different place here. Okay. Tell me if this is what you're referring to. So we're in the studio. I'm going to take this comment down. And we go down here to share video file. Share, right? That's what that is. Share. Let me take this banner off. I just realized that is totally blocking our view here. Okay, so share is the share file. I'm going to go to share video file. And I'm just going to click some random video. Okay, boom. And as you see here, it is going to name it as Melanie Dyann. Okay, so if I add it to the stream, the name is not displayed anywhere, but down in the studio it is. Okay, if you click on the three dots, you are going to be able to rename the video. But I'm not sure how valuable that is, because I think, can I share another one? Oh, there you go. Oh, yep, it's going to change both. Okay, so I see what you're saying now. Here's the thing. I didn't even realize you could do two shares, more than one share for your video. The other way around this, I would say, my friend, is to upload the clips to your brand tab instead of sharing them from your computer. So that would be what I would try. I would try sharing them unless they're too long. I think 10 minutes is your maximum length on the video file. But that I would try that instead of what you're doing there, because you're right. It does. You can change it, but it's only going to change. It's going to change it for all the videos. I see what you're referring to now. Okay, I have time for a few more questions. Let me find a couple really good ones here. Find some juicy ones, right? Let's see. Has the finger healed? Here's the deal. The finger is really close. Like, I mean, it still has the pins in it. It gets all weird when I have it in here. It gets all like flat. I still have the pins in this thing. Hopefully I'll get them out. I have a checkup next Friday. Hopefully they will tell me that it's fused and healed, and then we can schedule getting the little pins out of there, and then I'll be good to go. But honestly, it feels pretty good. In fact, I probably don't technically need to wear this, but he told me to wear it until the next appointment. So I've been wearing it. It's really annoying. I'm really sick of it. I'm actually on like, I don't know, the 6th one of these like splint things, because they just get kind of gross and you can't really wash them. So there's your answer to that, right? Ooh, this is a really good question. So Quasi Motard says, is there a way to download the participant list in the StreamYard giveaway tool? That would be an interesting feature. I am certain that you would not get anything but their profile names because StreamYard wouldn't be able to like, pull their emails or anything like that. But that's a really interesting feature request, is to get a list of who was part of it. It would just be maybe a list of their profile names. Here's what I'm going to tell you to do. Honestly, that's a really cool idea. I've never had anybody post that idea on any of my streams, but go to StreamYard.com/contact and submit that as a feature request, because that's a pretty cool idea that could have some pretty cool use cases. It could be pretty neat. The only thing that I would say is it could be a permission thing. There could be something that would get in the middle of that, right? So I would think that could be a little tricky. Okay, yeah, so good. Radio Gunk 100. Hopefully it was helpful. Like I said, I would try uploading those as video clips in your banner section. That's going to be way easier. And like I said, you can reorder them, you can rename them, and they're just, honestly, they're just simpler. And I sometimes think that the quality is a little bit better on the audio when they're uploaded like that. Okay, Mr. JJ says, I love StreamYard, but I would like to have an option to bring your subscription, donation, and last super chat alerts to my StreamYard live streams. So right now, if you get a super chat, it will show up in your comments. It will show up. In fact, it'll show up as a different color so that you don't miss it. So it's like going to be highlighted as a super chat in your comment feed inside your studio. But I believe what you're referring to are those alerts, meaning like new subscriber alert. That would require like a browser source from like the stream elements and things like that. Super cool feature, I think, as well. In fact, I have totally told Dan myself personally that I think that it would be really cool if we could add a browser source to the StreamYard Studio. So definitely, again, go over to your the StreamYard.com/contact and submit that request for sure. So I love that idea. Okay, probably have time for 2 more questions. Mr. Fulton Mraz says, can you do a gaming stream on the StreamYard with the thumbnails? I'm not sure what you're referring to when it comes to thumbnails. You can absolutely stream video games using StreamYard. In fact, we have some videos on our YouTube channel as well as blog articles that give you the step-by-step about how to do that. So you might want to check that out for sure. Definitely go see what you got over there. Just see what you got. Yeah. Okay. So Quasi Motard, I used the StreamYard tool for a multi-session giveaway where I needed the full list of entries. Yeah, I would definitely submit that feature request. It's a really interesting idea that could be pretty awesome. Okay. Well, thank you, Diehard Nick's podcast. I appreciate the love for sure. Okay. So let me see if I can grab another question here before I head out for the day. By the way, it's Memorial Day weekend here in the United States. So hopefully, any of you are going to have a good, safe holiday this weekend. I am going to the Indy 500 on Sunday. I live here in Indiana. It's kind of like one of those things you do as a Hoosier. If you ever have an opportunity to go see the Indy 500, I always say you should. It's one of those things that's so, so, so great and full of tradition and full of all kinds of things. So I love it. Let me see here. I wanted to see if I could find at least one more question that would be a good one to answer for sure. Yeah, I haven't been streaming on my own channel. I've been taking a little break, actually. I've been very busy. So I took a little bit of a hiatus from my own channel. But yes, the cubes are back. And this is not the official camera angle. You missed the beginning where I basically talked about how this is all jacked up and got to get it fixed. Got to get it all correct. Okay, so let's go. So with Joanne Benko regarding those video clips, she says, is the video limit 10 minutes total or 10 per video? 10 videos, I think is what you mean. I believe I'm just going to look here really quick. So, whoa, they have changed this. They've totally changed this. So they've totally increased. It might be because I am streaming. I have some features I have some things that are different on mine. So it's telling me the max file size is 1,200 megabytes and the max video length is 60 minutes. That could be because I technically am streaming with StreamYard Business. There are some additional beefed up features like that for StreamYard Business. And that could be what it is. I don't have a way to check that right now. So, but when you go into your account and you go to, let me show you. When you go over here to brand and you go down to videos, right on that question mark, if you hover over that question mark, it's going to tell you what your maximum file size is. And as far as the number of clips, I feel like it's 10, it may be 20, as far as how many clips you can add to your StreamYard studio, right? Okay, let me see. The sound of games that are not in the browser in some feature can be captured, or there is already a solution for this. So, yes, you're going to need, so as far as the browser, you would, if you're going to share via the browser, you need to make sure you share the system audio as well. Yes, StreamYard Business. What? Yes, there is StreamYard Business, and it's awesome. It's got a lot of features. You can definitely request a demo. There are beefed up features, as well as there's a new green room feature coming to StreamYard Business, which a lot of people have asked for as well. So if you're interested in checking out StreamYard Business, then all you have to do is go request the demo. Just go to the site. You'll find the StreamYard Business. In fact, I think if you log in, it's going to tell you you can request a demo right there. So if you're interested in StreamYard Business, definitely reach out to that team and they'll get you set up with a demo, and they can show you and talk to you about the differences between regular StreamYard and StreamYard Business. So there you have it. What do you know? All right, my friends, I definitely have to hop off here for today. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for bearing with me in the beginning when I couldn't get I couldn't get my audio correct. I couldn't get my video. My video's all weird. Everything was all wonky today. Next week, I'll be back with y'all live on Friday again. So make sure you join us for another episode of Ask StreamYard on Friday at 11 a.m. We have moved the show to Fridays, so that's where you want to check us out. Hang out with us. We're always here on Fridays. I also will fix the color. So when we were in Vegas doing a lot of demos, I was in the Ask StreamYard team, and I was showing people how you can change things. And obviously one of the things I showed was how you can change the color of your brand and how easy it is. But I got to change it back to the other branded color that we use for StreamYard. So you'll see that next week. And then also, I just want to make sure everybody knows Dan and Gage are live every Sunday night for the town hall at 9 o'clock Eastern time. That is one of the best places for you to learn what's coming, what they're working on, as well as share some of your ideas in the comments of that stream. So Dan and Gage love asking questions in that stream, and they love to get your input. And it's one of the best places for you to talk directly to Dan and Gage and let them hear what you want in regards to features and stuff for StreamYard. So that's all I got for today, folks. I hope you'll have an awesome weekend. And as I said, if you are in the United States celebrating Memorial Weekend, have a safe weekend, have a safe holiday. And until next time, I will be seeing y'all later. Bye for now. I'll see you next week.